Today we're going to talk about the legendary movie that's been around for a very long time, Pinocchio. An old legendary story that's been around since 1940s. To be Disney's most other interesting movie. Second film. To not waste too much time with this, the movie does the very first breaking the fourth wall of Jenny Cricket narrating the story.
I'll bet a lot of you folks don't believe that. About a witch coming true, do you?
Jiminy Cricket has been around for a very long time, also part of Kingdom Hearts series. Well, just 1 and 2. Jiminy Cricket's just, well, he started out being a bum. And this is Geppetto, the inventor of puppets, and his cute pal Figaro, which by the way is a boy. When I at first thought Figaro was a girl. And a pet goldfish named Creole. I used to watch this movie so many times as a kid. And next to the Jungle Book, Aladdin, Hercules, the Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, even Dumbo, which I'll get to another time. And I don't know why they would animate a clock woman spanking a woman's booty. Boy's booty. The story is plain and simple. Late at night, there's like where Geppetto makes a wish come true to have his puppet become a real boy. Thanks to a fairy godmother that brings a puppet to life. His first words. And this is actually the second time that Disney actually made a really well animated female woman. That's actually like a real life person. And besides Snow White, of course. But seriously, check out my review of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And the blue fairy gives Jiminy some new clothes so he can be Pinocchio's conscience. I almost forgot to mention, there's like songs in this movie. My favorite one is, which I skipped, by the way, was Geppetto's music, and this one. Pretty catchy. Give a little whistle. Not to waste too much time. And like I said, and Geppetto realizes his puppet is alive. Even wants to become a real boy, he has to go to school. He encounters Honest John the Fox and his idiotic henchman that never talks, except for a few hiccups by Mel Brooks. And it's pretty strange that there's like animals and clothes all next to the human world. And they have an idea by selling him to strong bullies so they can offer some money from him. And I know what you're thinking, where is Jiminy at all this time? He shows up a little late. Also, I had to skip the song too called Hi Diddly Dee. It's a pretty good catchy song too. Anyhow, he's already at Stromboli's entertainment of all puppets. And we get another song called Got No Strings. This song is pretty good too. This is pretty much Disney's time to make pretty good, interesting songs. And I actually like them. They were pretty intriguing when I enjoyed hearing them. Anyhow, Geppetto is looking for Pinocchio that he worries about him. But he ends up as a prisoner of Stromboli. Geppetto, unknowing that he's with Stromboli, he's right. Jiminy Cricket tries to set Pinocchio free, but the locker is impossible. But luckily Ex Machina, which I'm glad I said it right, shows up of the Blue Fairy, and Pinocchio does like a whole white lie every time his nose grows. Because that's also based off the story. Speaking of the story, it's slightly a bit darker. And it came out in 1890. If I am wrong, then I really need to check Wikipedia more. But unlike this Disney one, it's a little bit darker for stories than this one. We also cut to the bar, Red Lobster Inn. And we also get introduced to another Disney villain, the Coach. Which I always find this guy creepy. Which you'll see why later, and they're smoking. By the way, kids, don't smoke. And he explains his plan. And he's taken them to a place called Treasure Island. This is a kids' movie, right? Also this. That's true nightmare fuel right there for the kids. Anyhow, well, he was about to head back home until they show up and cause trouble. And that he's allergic, despite that he's a puppet. And we get introduced to another pretty cool character named Lampslick, and who acts like all hipster and cool. Oh, and they go to a place of Treasure Island where they can cause as much trouble as possible. The place is cursed. It's turning into zombies. Also, pause for a moment. I also reviewed this one a long time ago, the Super Nintendo, that's based on the movie. And there's also a Sega Genesis of it. But anyhow, I'll explain the rest of this in part 2 of Pinocchio, the Disney animated movie. Okay, I want to cut this review a little bit short, or sure we are about 10 minutes in, but I'll probably make the second part probably less than maybe 5 or 6 minutes shorter. 7. It just depends on how much time I'll explain the rest of this movie. These so-called history time and basic characters. There's throughout the entirety of the stories. And the word I'm looking for it, plot. See you in the next part. Lights